Ambassador, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much indeed for it. Are you aware of any peace talks that are taking place right now between Ukraine, Russia, and a third party? Are you aware of any talks of that nature taking place?
Thank you for having me. And indeed, the last days in Ukraine have shown the fighting spirit and of the Ukrainian army and people to not to fight against this brutal invasion, and also the value of our support to Ukraine. And we have been doing everything we could to help them, but also to mitigate the effect of this war, not only in Europe but also outside. I mean, food security. Other aspects, I'm not aware of such talks you ask, but I am aware of our efforts, and here I think of the last conversations our president with the Russian president to handle some very delicate aspects of this war, such as the nuclear safety around this nuclear plant of Zaporizhzhia in Ukraine. And we have worked very hard to enable the agency of Vienna to make nuclear agency of Vienna to make a mission to Zaporizhzhia. This we are doing.
Ambassador,
we have also doing many efforts to mitigate the food security crisis worldwide.
Ambassador, at this point, what is the criteria for peace talks between Ukraine, Russia, and countries in Europe getting together to talk?
I think that it's for the Ukrainian people and for Ukraine to, which has been attacked by Russia, to decide when they can now come back to a negotiating table. Of course, everybody hopes that after this war there will be a negotiation, a settlement, but it's for the country which has been invaded to decide, and we try to give them the best possibilities to do it.
Ambassador, while the conflict rages in Ukraine, Europe is going to have potentially a very cold winter. We are going to rely significantly on the United States for energy this winter, and significant quantities of that energy are going to be shipped across the Atlantic. How much more do you think the United States can do? When you have conversations about this subject, do you get the sense that the limits for now have been reached?
I think the most important effort is being done by the Europeans themselves. We have indeed we have been working very hard to diversify our supply of gases. We have developed our LNG infrastructures very quickly, and here we have benefited from the support of the United States. Also, the market prices are now much higher, so it will help direct LNG, for instance, more to Europe than to Asia. But we have benefited from this support, and we have also felt since the very beginning of the war, the invasion, a very close coordination between the US and the European Union, especially, but not only on sanctions, and also on global issues such as food security issues, which will be treated very seriously next week at the United Nations General Assembly. Otherwise, we also act as Europeans to limit our consumption of energy, electricity, and all sorts of energy. And this is really a big effort to accelerate our transition, to depend less on gas and oil for our energy. We have been accelerating our production of renewables.
Yes.
We are relaunching big projects in nuclear energy, and we are diminishing our consumption of energy in general.
Ambassador, that's going to take a while, though. And in the meantime, I'm interested in how this will test the unity of the European Union as we head into winter. At the same time, there's going to be an election in Italy, where it looks like the far right could get substantial headway. Sweden just saw a right-wing victory. Marine Le Pen also is consistently in France and politicizing there. How are the two connected? How do you see the political landscape evolving in the middle of this energy crisis that will test the unity?
Well, as far as France is concerned, we have had our elections, both presidential and parliamentary, and you know the result. The question, of course, is how to minimize the effect of this war and of the crisis in our economies and for our populations. In France, it happens that we have taken very early measures to shield our population from the increase in the prices of energy, and the inflation altogether was under 6%, 5.9% at the end of August compared to August last year. In particular, because we have taken these measures which will be prolonged into next year. This is the second aspect. The first aspect, as I said before, is to have energy affordable and to get that to the industry, but also to the households. We have made many efforts I've already referred to, but also on the prices to protect the population. We have taken very strong measures. Now the storages of gas are well filled in Europe, in France, but also in other countries. So the affordability question has been, I think, successfully handled. But the prices issue also is very sensitive, and we have also taken measures to protect our populations.
Ambassador, we appreciate your time today. Thank you so very much for joining us. We look forward to continuing the conversation. Philippe Etienne, French ambassador to the U.S. and former French ambassador to Germany.